What up, everybody? It's your boy Hally back again, GVG Podcast, Detroit representative to the day that I die, east side in the building and all that good stuff. I hope you blessed. I hope this message finds you blessed. Y'all know what it is. It's GVG. It's God versus gods, the true God versus the people and things and deities that we choose to worship and put in front of him. Y'all know we drop episodes every Thursday. I get my points off the phone and a notebook, and then I go off the fly. Y'all ready? It's already done. Right back like I left something. Before I start, I just want to say, Heavenly Father, help me, help the Spirit move through me, help me to just guide my words, be my GPS through this episode, and I thank you for the ability. So today we're going to be talking about America being a system of bondage. There's a two-part. We got the placebo effect, but we also got that America, the land of bondage. America, the system of bondage. It's like we in chains every day. No matter if you're black, no matter if you're white, gay, straight, whatever you want to say, we all in chains. There's always some kind of bondage attached to us. Our money, our livelihood, our car, the car notes and the homes and this and that, this fake sense of freedom that we have. But we're always in bondage to something. All of us are in debt. We all, we got people locked up. We got so many things going on in America right now that it's the new Egypt. We are in America. America is the new Pharaoh. Let's get into it. Y'all ready? It's already done. So today we're going to be talking about how America is the new Egypt. America is the new system of bondage. Don't believe me? Come on. Understand this, people. You work 40, 50, 60 hours a week. You get a little bit of crumbs. You put them crumbs in the bank. Your body, your health is tied to your job. Your money is tied to a bank. Your home is tied to a loan. Your car is tied to a car note. You got to pay insurance. Healthcare. If you don't have insurance, it's impossible to get to go and get checked out, the really things that are wrong with you. They're gonna be, and if you do manage to get through, they're gonna be sending you a bill that's astronomical. Understand this, people. America, we are tied. We are handcuffed to America. We are in bondage as we speak. Our lights, our gas, our water, everything that we do. The culture, we are handcuffed to the culture, this violent and savage culture and bougie and expensive ratchet culture. We're handcuffed to that. There's so many things in America that we are handcuffed to because America is a system of bondage. Y'all ready? We're going to get into it. The first point, America is the new Egypt. So I know I'll lose some people on that, if you're a biblical person or not. If you are, this is simply stating that Egypt, the way they dealt with a certain type of people, they had them in bondage. And, if you know the Moses story with Pharaoh and all of that stuff, that there was a time period where people were enslaved or in bondage and they couldn't get free. And anytime that they were about to get free, they would make up excuses, or they would live in fear, or they would go back to saying it's better to be in bondage than to be free and not know what to do. It's a situation where a lot of us are trusting in America instead of the Heavenly Father or the Creator. And what is happening is there is a regurgitation happening in America, where America is the new Egypt. Some people do believe that America is a corporation and that the forefathers were Freemasons and that they worshiped Egyptian deities. So what we're saying is they regurgitated the system that the Egyptians used, and they just put all of those principles in place in America. So what you're seeing is the maturation of those seeds planted some hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Now we are in the year 2024 going into 2025, and we can see a lot of those seeds that have grown into full trees. Y'all ready? Y'all know how we get, man. It's GVG. It's already done. So some people like to study, some people don't. But I'm just trying to give you a little backstory on why I say America is the new Egypt. Then you can look at Deuteronomy, where it talks about you will go into Egypt again with ships, and you will serve their gods. And, it's a bunch to it. So It says that no man shall buy you. You'll be bondmen and bondwomen. No man shall buy you. It's kind of deep if that's, if you get into those types of things or not. Some people believe that the African Americans are part of the chosen tribes, or the lost tribes. So I'm not going to go into that. I'm just trying to give you some backstory on why I say America is the new Egypt. And then with that, I can go into, by America being the new Egypt, the government system being Pharaoh. Pharaoh is the one who was the king over all of these things, who had the people in bondage, who set the laws, who set what you could and couldn't do, who was able to, basically the power of life and death lie within his tongue. So government, the government is considered Pharaoh. It's the new Pharaoh in this land of the new Egypt. So understand me. I know that this is rocket science for some people. Some people it's boring and, I don't care about none of that. But I'm trying to break your brain on today and just give you some tools on today so you can understand why we're in bondage so much. It's like it's never ending. No matter what we do, we can't break free from this system. This is why. This is biblical. You have to go back and read some of these stories and see how they correlate to us in today's time. And you will see why I'm saying what I'm saying, people. We're going to keep going, though. America is great at being a system of bondage. If you can qualify, you can get anything for a loan. You want it? You can get it. You want a car? We got you. You want a home? We got you. Layaway plans? We got you. Whatever you want, we got it. Always messed me up when I found out that $100 bills don't cost $100. They cost pennies. I was like, wow, $100 bill doesn't actually cost $100. That led me to being like, yeah, something fishy's going on around here. Did you know that? Did you know that it costs pennies to make $100 bill? Did you know that they're giving loans left and right? They're printing money left and right. Money is becoming useless almost. People are buying up assets. People are buying tangible things now, land. People are buying gold. People are buying things that will be able to be of value and exchanged once this paper money is completely worthless. So I want you to stay with me on this. America keeps everyone in a welfare state. Now understand what I'm saying here, because I'm born in America. So I'm not sitting up here acting as if I don't want to be here or I'm declaring a war on America. I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is we're supposed to be the land of the free. This is supposed to be a democracy. We're supposed to be able to, if we don't want to be a part of the so-called system, we don't have to be. So this is not me declaring war. This is me declaring freedom. This is me declaring independence. This is me declaring that we live in a democratic system. Am I wrong? So that means we have the free will and the prerogative to do as we please, as long as it's not, I'm murdering 27 people. So let's go. So within America being a welfare system, I want you to take time out to think about what I'm saying. I'm going to name off a few of these things. Church, school, the justice system, funding with grants and loans, etc., etc. I could keep going, but I want to keep it short. But just those few things that I listed off. It's a welfare system. Don't believe me? I get it. I know you can get canceled for these things, especially when you're talking about church or any of that type of stuff. But think about this. School is designed to make you a worker. Public school is designed to make you a public worker. You're going to go out in the public and work at Taco Bell, Amazon, Outback Steakhouse, Walmart. Some of us will get better jobs, but there is a C average in America. That's the curve. And a lot of us were put into this system, whether we were better than it or we were worse than it, and they have a curve where no one is left behind, but no one can push forward. So I was the type of person that always said if a kid was good at fixing cars or, being a mechanic from like 8th to 9th grade on, that child should be doing things related to that because that's what that child wants to do when he gets older. So therefore, let him perfect his craft early and he can go off in the world and that can be his situation. If someone wants to be an interior decorator, if someone wants to be in culinary arts, from 8th to about 9th grade, that should be their schooling. It shouldn't be about if they can figure out trigonometry or sociology or all of those things. Those things are good, but those shouldn't determine the rest of my life. And I think a lot of time is wasted in school on things that we aren't going to use. So if a person wants to be in the culinary arts and that's their dream and their passion, school should be centered around their passion. School should be centered around them figuring out what they want to do and making it valuable, as opposed to, well, you got a C on your reading and a B on this and a D on this. So, we don't really know what you want to do in this world because you didn't do good here. It's like that's not how it should work for the children especially of today. That's why I call it a welfare system, because it's just shooting you back into that governmental system where you're just going to live check to check. It just keeps you coming back and coming back. So I know this is a controversial topic, especially for my churchgoers. Is the church just a welfare system also? Don't get me wrong. I believe that there are a lot of great pastors, just like there are a lot of great teachers. But this is the hard part. No matter how good a teacher, no matter how good a pastor, if they give you the curriculum, you are still teaching their story. A teacher is great based on care. A teacher is basically a second parent, especially when kids are young. But that teacher is still teaching a curriculum that is, first of all, outdated, but it's also pertaining to things that aren't of their passion, aren't of their purpose, aren't of what they want to do. It's just basically, this the book that they gave me, so I'm going to show you how to be good at this book. I'm going to show you how to be good at this reading book, this math book. And that's where the line is drawn in the sand. There's nothing after that. So is it the same with church? Is it the same with pastors? Because there are teachers who go above and beyond, and there are pastors who go above and beyond. But at the same time, I'm asking you, are pastors good at just teaching that curriculum of keeping you coming back? I was always a believer that church should give you the tools that you need, just like school should give you the tools that you need, so you don't have to come back. You don't have to be in that system for the rest of your life, being spoon-fed and not knowing what to do on your own. Am I wrong? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you believe that churches are making sure that you're coming back? And I'm not saying that they're doing it on purpose, but church should be supplemental, and it should also be a place where I can feed you enough or give you the tools where you don't need me to feed you. And that to me that's a tough topic, because I know especially in the African American community, church is like number one on our list. But I look at the single mothers, I look at the poor people, I look at the old people who they pay their tithes, they're in church every Sunday, but their situations never change. They're still poor. They're still sleeping with the rats and the roaches. They're still falling in those areas. They're stagnant. They're stuck. It's like they're stuck in mud or stuck in cement. And we're just giving them a placebo pill. We're just giving them a sugar pill. We're just giving them false hope. We're giving them that dopamine. We're giving them those things that it's almost like a mirage. It's like you're eating sand, but you believe that you're drinking water. And the person that is tricking you into that is the person that is supposed to be giving you the tools. So I hope that you can understand what I'm saying on today. And I'm not saying that people's heart aren't in the right place. And I'm not saying that they're doing these things on purpose. I'm just stating that there's so many layers to church. There's so many layers to schooling where these things go back hundreds to thousands of years. And we were born in this hamster wheel. We didn't make it. So we're just furthering the next generation and the next generation to go through the same hamster wheels that we went through based on traditionalism and based on what they believed was right. As times change, there are certain things that should change. Look at minimum wage. Minimum wage is still low, but the cost of living is going up. I'm not saying that everyone should make six figures. I'm saying that people shouldn't have to make life decisions at the gas pump. People shouldn't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from if they're working 5-6 days a week. We still shouldn't have to worry about those things, but this is America. So when I look at the funding systems, when I look at the loans and the grants and all of those things that people are dying to get, all of the business owners and, podcasters, whoever it is, we're all vying for these loans and grants and all of these things. But can I play devil's advocate? Are these just glorified welfare systems? Because they aren't giving you tools. They're just giving you money. Now, money is good, but I think it would be better if you had some tools to go along with it to keep you afloat. Because a lot of the people that are going to get the grants and the loans, that's all they're going to do is build up a building and make it look pretty, but they're going to fail because they don't have the tools to get them to the next steps. So understand that, people. A lot of us are going to fail because we can figure out how to get the money. But it's just like if a person can figure out how to get a welfare check, a person can figure out how to get food stamps. It's not going to change your situation. It's not going to change your mentality. It's going to keep you with your hand out. And what happens? You got to pay that loan back. So now you're just in debt and you're failing because you didn't have the tools. They didn't teach you what to do. They didn't teach you how to do it. They didn't teach you the parameters. They didn't teach you the guidelines on how to have a successful business. They just give you the money. And you think I'm successful or I'm going to be a success because I got this money. But you don't understand that there's a whole lot of the guts that they left out that you have to go and get. You got to figure that part out. So we all know how the justice system works, where we're like mice and the mouse traps are everywhere. And when you grow up in poor neighborhoods and all you see is the glitz and the glamour on TV, and you don't really know how to get from point A to point B in the way that they think you should. So you take a few shortcuts, and in the midst of those shortcuts, you start to commit some crimes, and then you start to go to jail. My family's hungry. I want some nice shoes. I want to live a better life. And me trying to go to school every day ain't cutting it. Me trying to work at Wendy's every day ain't cutting it. So I'm about to figure out a way to get these things in an easier way. But in the midst of that, you get caught up. So the first thing they do is they set the trap. And then once you become an ex-con and you get out and you try to live a good life, what happens? Most places don't want to hire you. Or most places hire you, but they keep you on a leash, or they wait on you to mess up. and it's kind of a sick system where when you're an ex-con, the system is set up for you to just go back to being a con. The system is set up for the 3 strikes. It's set up for you to go to jail for life. It's set up for you to continue to go back behind those bars. So this is why I say when you look at church, when you look at school, when you look at the justice system, when you look at getting these loans and grants for these businesses, a lot of it is there just to be a welfare system. Grants and loans are great, but they are a glorified welfare system. The the judicial system is set up for you to keep coming back. School is set up for you to live check to check. And church is set up for you to have a need for the church and not you actually going out and doing something. Church should be a vitamin or a supplement. It shouldn't be the end all be all, because you go to church for 2 hours. And you got to live the rest of your life. The 6 days or 6 days that you're not in church, you got to live your life. So understand that, people. And that's why it's so hard, because they're not giving out tools. They're just giving out handouts. And whether it's a loan or not, when a person gets handed $50,000, $100,000, they just light up. They don't think this is debt now. They don't think I got to start figuring out how I'm going to pay this back from the first day that I got it. I got to make sure that my business is flourishing because this is my debt now. I have taken that on. Yes, you celebrate the victory of getting it, but you also have to be cognitive of knowing this is debt now. And I know some people will say, well, this system has been here forever. It's a system that's hard to replace. And if you took this system down, what would you replace it with? Honestly, I don't know. I know that there's something better than what we have now, but our system is based on capitalism. So any system that's based on capitalism, it's always about money first. So food isn't about love, it's about money. Everything that we buy as consumers, they want our money. They don't necessarily care about our health. So that's what I would say, that if I could take a shot in the dark, I would say it would have to be more about us as people, our health, our values, our morals, us being able to come together and learn things and execute and have education, instead of everything being about money and being about messing people over and I gotta be first in the race. So I don't necessarily know what that looks like, but I'm pretty sure that there are people out there who do. And that's the funny thing about when you talk about like drug dealers and all those type of people, they learned from America. They learned from pharmaceutical companies. Drug dealers, their main thing is to keep you coming back. It's just considered illegal because it's not government regulated. But now look at weed. Weed is government regulated, and they got their hand in keeping you coming back. Just like they have their hand in the pharmaceutical companies. When you get in the oxys every month, and you know, who needs 180 oxys in a month? 120 Vicodins in a month. 200 Ultrams in a month. And you come back. You take all of those pills, or you sell them, or you do whatever you do with them, and then you come back that next month wanting that 180 pills again. You're addicted. You're either addicted to the pills, or you're addicted to the selling them. You're addicted to something that keeps you coming back. And the pharmaceutical company is laughing all the way to the bank, just like the drug dealer who's on the corner or in a spot somewhere making money off of the fact that there's a routine. You're gonna come back. America has taught the drug dealers how to keep them coming back. And that brings me to the solutions. If America is the new Egypt, if the government is the new Pharaoh, if America is a system of bondage, if the schools, the churches, the judicial systems and the loans and grants and all of these things are just part of that welfare system, what are the solutions? What do you do if America just keeps you in a handout state? What do you do when they never give you tools and just handouts? There are solutions. I have some, but I think as a collective, a lot of people have valid solutions and valid ways to better ourselves within this system, to learn the tools. This is one solution, which this is Bible, but if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. If you teach a man how to fish, he'll eat forever. The government system in America, they are giving us fish every day. Food stamps and Medicare and whatever you can name. The grants and loans, they are giving us fish. Church is giving us fish. But none of them are teaching us how to fish. They are giving us fish, and in turn, we start to gain a mentality of coming back, needing them to eat. What they're not doing is teaching us how to fish so we can eat and not have to come back. It's your boy Hally. I'm just trying to break a few things down for you. Some people are going to say, well, what are those tools? There's so many, too many to name. But I think what I just told you is a start. Instead of having your hand out, learn how to fish instead of waiting on someone else to give you a fish. That's the first tool you can ever use. And then you'll start to go to the ins and outs. These are the things that will take you over the top. There are tools for businesses. There are tools for relationships and marriages. There are tools for parenting. There are tools for careers and college. There are tools for almost everything you can think of in this world. But we are not getting taught the tools. We are getting taught the other things. And that's what's keeping us down, people. It's time for us to come together as a people. This isn't about black or white or gay or straight or tall or short or any of that. It's about some of us have tools and some of us don't. They're the haves and the have-nots. There's some people out here who were born into it, and there were some people out here that got it. Learn what your lightning in a bottle is. Learn how to market it. Learn how to become of value. It's time to learn how to level up, people, and not be spoon-fed by this system every day of our life until we die. It's your boy Hally. America is the new Egypt. The government is the new Pharaoh. And they keep feeding us placebo pills. One day, we're going to have to wake up and get out of this matrix. Until next time, it's your boy Hally. I love all of y'all. It's GVG Podcast. Y'all know we drop episodes every Thursday. We'll see you again. We out.